Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome to some more Eternal gameplay. Today we're going to be running a big XENAN deck. This particular build is by Buckwheat. I will include a link in the description to that list on Eternal Warcry, as well as a text version that you can import into your client. Today may not be quite as long a session as usual, as my allergies have been really kicking my butt lately. We'll just see how I feel as time goes on. Beginning the deck list are 4 Dark Returns, a 1-cost spell that lets us draw a unit from our void and it gets +1/+1. 4 Seek Power, the ubiquitous faction fixing card. 2 Annihilate, might as well say kill target Sandstorm Titan, to be honest, or, you know, any of the myriad creatures in the aggro decks. 4 Blistersting Wasp, a 2-cost 1/3 with flying and deadly. 2 Vara's Choice, we have modal spells here, an option of silencing an enemy unit and putting it into its owner's hand, or silence a unit in the enemy player's hand and they discard it. 4 Vara's Favor. 4 Ayan, the Abductor, a 3/3 for 3 with Lifesteal Ambush, and an ultimate of pay 9 to silence a unit in your void and play it with +3/+3. 4 Banish, 4 Deathstrike, 4 Sandstorm Titan, 4 Steward of the Past, 2 Waystone Infuser, a 5-cost 2/6 with Warp, so we can play it off the top of our deck, and while it's in play, our power cards have Warp. 2 Champion of Mystery, a 6-cost 7/7. If we have 6 Time Faction, when Champion of Mystery hits the enemy player, we draw a card, and if we have 6 Shadow Faction, it is unblockable. 4 Mystic Ascendants, a 6-cost 4/4 with Empower, which is when we play a power card, it gets +2/+2 and we draw a card. And finally, 2 Predatory Carnosaurs. The power base is 9 Time Sigils, 8 Shadow Sigils, and 4 each of Seed of Mystery and XENAN Banner. Worth noting that there are no Diplomatic Seals in this deck, as we are really trying to hit 6 Time and 6 Shadow. Diplomatic Seal is not very conducive to that. This deck, interestingly enough, is actually pretty good versus the aggressive decks that are in the format right now. That is, unless we draw really poorly or they draw the absolute nuts, and is reasonable versus most other decks. But without further ado, let's play some games. Alrighty. This is not a great hand. We don't have any early interaction. If we're up against a controlling type deck, this is fine, but I like to always redraw as if I'm up against aggro, just so we don't get absolutely aggroed out. This is a lot better. We've got a couple of pieces of removal. We've got a relatively early creature. That is, if we can hit our 4th power. The Seek Power here is giving us a guaranteed 3rd power, that is, if it doesn't get sabotaged from our hand. Right, the opponent is showing time. We'll start off with this XENAN Banner. Perhaps we'll draw a regular power sigil just naturally next turn, and we can play this undepleted. We may be in a mirror. Not everyone that plays XENAN is on this big list, but that is kind of a telltale sign of it. We can't annihilate that as it's not a single faction. We're going to go ahead and get a 3rd Time Sigil. Our sigil requirements, or our faction requirements in the deck are, we need 3 Time for Predatory Carnosaur. We only need 2 Shadow as far as casting things goes. But if we want our Champion of Mystery turned on, then we need 6 of each. With the unblockable probably being the more pertinent to get. We're going to go ahead and kill this Ayan, as unblockable is really useful. Alright, Sandstorm Titan. Luckily we have kill target Sandstorm Titan in our hand here. Let's go ahead and do that. We could also have deployed this Steward of the Past, but I really wouldn't have wanted to block and lose it to the Sandstorm Titan. Sandstorm Titan. I know I'm mispronouncing that. I feel it after the fact. My tongue and lips are not properly forming words today. Alright, so they Dark returned their Sandstorm Titan. I have a Sandstorm Titan of my own. Yeah, let's play out our Sandstorm Titan and pass. If they replay it, we can Annihilate it again. Save our Deathstrike for things that the Annihilate can't hit. Like, Ayan there. Or did you return... Oh, I wasn't paying proper attention. They returned Ayan instead of Sandstorm Titan. Fair enough. Okay, so we could Dark return our own Sandstorm Titan, but we're kind of choked on power at the moment. Going to attempt to hold their Ayan at bay, since they seem to be stuck on 4 power as well. Could just kill this and continue swinging in and gaining a bunch of life. Not really in any danger of them ultimating it. They're still quite a few power away from getting there. So they're going to silence and bounce it. Sure. Another Wasp. And there's their 5th power. They're down to 1 card in hand, though. Well, if we could draw some power, we would be in decent shape. We could just go ahead and take 6 more, flash this in and hit them, but then they could have another kill spell and just kill it. Let's go ahead and play out Steward of the Past. Yeah, that's kind of worst case scenario there. We really, really, really need a 5th power, like, right now. And we are dead. There's nothing we can do. I mean, I guess we could flash in Ayan and block here. That would give us enough life to survive. Sure. Because we could Deathstrike here, but still they've got 6 on board. This is the only thing that lets us live, and that's if they don't have a fast kill spell to stop us from blocking. Which I guess they can't because Ayan doesn't really do anything, doesn't give them priority, so we get to block. I mean, they could keep us from gaining the life, and then we would die, but... yeah. Yep, we are dead. Good game. Can't keep this. If one of these were time, I would be tempted to, but they aren't, so... That's better. One thing I meant to mention about this, so I guess I'll do it now, is Vara's Favor needs to do a lot of work in this deck. We generally don't fire it off just to get a Sigil. Alright, I mean, we could pop the Aegis on that. Oh, some lag there. But if we have power to drop, we generally don't just fire this off to get a Sigil. We want to be able to do something additional with it. Pop an Aegis, kill a creature, just get a little bit more value from it than a lot of decks tend to. Let's go ahead and play this, and we'll pop one of these Aegises. And then end the turn. We're in decent shape. We still want to draw at least 1 or 2 more power here. Removal wouldn't be bad either. Flashing Ayan in would be useful. The thing is, if they have a Torch, then that doesn't work super well. Still, Torch can kill the Blisterwing Wasp too, so we're going to take our chances on it. We'll get to block no matter what. Since it doesn't do anything when it comes in, we get to at least assign it as a blocker. They can kill it before it deals damage, preventing their thing from dying and us from gaining life. But at least we prevent 2 damage. Alright, looks like they're willing to trade. I am willing to trade. Our Ayan for 2 cards and some life gain there. Seems good. Got an Infuser on top of the library that we can't cast, which is unfortunate. I think I'm going to just play out Steward of the Past and pass. We had some other options there. We could have Dread returned Ayan, replayed it, or played the other one. could have played the Blisterwing Wasp and done that as well. Here I think I am going to Dread Return Ayan. So he will be a 4/4. Then we'll just end the turn, planning on flashing him into block if they actually attack, which I don't know that they will. And it looks like they are not, so here we go. They are stuck on 2. So that gives us enough to play Waystone Infuser. We want to start off by attacking, though. Doing some damage. We do eventually have to get these aggressive decks dead. If we just sit back, then they may just kill us through our own inactivity. And then we'll play out our Waystone Infuser. Looks like we don't have power on top of our deck, which is great. Means potentially drawing gas. And they are drawing all the permafrosts. Doing that so they can get in, but we're gaining the 4 life back. Honestly, seems to me like they should have considered doing it to Ayan there. The life gain is going to bury them over time. We drew a Dark Return, which isn't exactly gas in this situation. But we have second Ayan, so that's great. Cinder Yeti, exhaust here, I'm guessing. And they have no more power to do anything, so we're going to get rid of the Recano Outlaw here. And that is enough for the opponent. This is a bit of an iffy hand. I think we're going to risk it and keep it. We do have potential interaction versus aggro with Vara's favor. Then if we can hit our second time, we have Sandstorm Titan available. We'll lead off with the Time Sigil and pass. Alright, showing Argenport there. We're going to go ahead and play the banner for the fixing. That gives us our second time for the Sandstorm Titan. Hopefully they give us a target, but it looks like they're not going to. So we could go ahead in Vara's favor. But I think our better bet is to Vara's choice and see if they have anything in their hand we want to get rid of. And they definitely do. Goodbye, Inquisitor Mokto. Looks like they are on Revenge. Or maybe just Dark Combre with Inquisitor Mokto in it. There's Knight Chancellor Seraph. Kind of lends credence to that second theory. So we're going to go ahead and use our favor since we don't have a power drop. Arguments to have done it last turn so that we could play the Sandstorm Titan this turn may have been more correct. XENAN Obelisk, okay. Take a little bit of damage here. Hopefully they don't have removal. We can get rid of that Obelisk if we absolutely need to. For now, we're going to advance our board state. Again, we're struggling for power, which is not really a common thing with this deck. There is more than enough power sources in fixing. Just sort of the luck of the draw today, it seems. Well, they're taking a long time to decide. I imagine if they had a kill spell, they would have fired it off. Looks like they're just going to silence. Okay. Again, we really need to rattle off some power here. I do want to get this off the board. However, I want to deal with the Obelisk too. We could just attack in and hope they double block and then we can kill one. Yeah, we'll do that. They double block, we can kill one and get a 2-for-1. Too smart for that though, so we'll go ahead and do our damage and pass. And I think I'm just going to kill the Obelisk here. Prevent 2 damage, get that thing just out of play. Alright, they are having no problems hitting their power drops. I think we're going to have to play defense for a little bit now, just to save some life total. It's a little precarious since we're not hitting our power drops. Really don't want to fire off a Deathstrike and have them play a stand together or a protect and just negate it. No blocks. If they don't play anything else though, I'm going to try to kill this Knight Chancellor at the end of their turn. Sandstorm Titan. It's a bit of an issue, but it stops this from being able to attack. So let's kill Seraph. Seat of Mystery. I mean, it's depleted, but at least it is power. So we will end our turn. Our Titans should hold their Valkyrie Enforcer back. We can block here. If they attack with both, we can block the Valkyrie and then Deathstrike here, and since we'll have already blocked this, then it will die. It will still be in combat. We don't have any other things in our yard to return, or our void, so they silence their own Sandstorm Titan so that they can attack with this. I guess that's fine. Okay, I'm not super sure what's going on here. Let's block here. I get the feeling they're going to play a stand together, and then maybe we can respond with Deathstrike and kill it. Or not. I'm a little confused. Although we're also at a low life total, so I'm a little almost dead as well. Vara's favor? No, Knight Chancellor Seraph. If I knew for sure we could draw a 6th undepleted power source, I would hold off, but we kinda have to kill this. That is, if they don't have a stand together. Which, they don't. There was no pause there at all that I could detect. Alright. So, I think we're kinda locked into killering this. Oh, they have an Ayan. Well, that's why we didn't detect it, because of the way ambush works. We didn't see the telltale pause there. Alright. Maybe we'll draw another power source, and then we can draw some cards next turn. Alright. Well, we have to block here again. And now we need a way to deal with this, or we're just dead to a Valkyrie. Or, you know, two things now. Great. Okay. Well, that is the game. Once again, our not hitting our power drops in time has doomed us, so good game, opponent. Hopefully we'll have a bit better luck in future. Alright, this seems okay-ish. We've only got one piece of pseudo-interaction, and I may just be a little tilted and biased due to the two games we've had where we haven't hit our power drops appropriately, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it. That may be just the wrong thing to do, but we'll see. Right, again, someone showing Argenport colors. Let's go ahead and seek power for a shadow, and we'll play out another seat and end the turn. Again, trying to get more value from the Vara's favor than we traditionally do. If we can bounce off of each other, either them blocking us or us blocking them, and then finish a creature off, that's great. And we'll just continue to play out our power sources and pass. Drawing our 4-drop here was excellent for us. Alright, nothing from them. They're showing Tevaron Armory colors there. Not sure that's what they're on, but it is definitely a possibility. Let's play out our Steward of the Past and see what happens. Alright, so they don't make a 4th power drop. Let's attack. They don't kill it. I did not detect a pause. We're still going to pass. Still holding onto this Vara's favor. We've got drops for the next 2 turns. We're not playing this out next turn for a number of reasons. We'd like to get at least 1 draw from it when we play it, so we don't play it out unless we're desperate without a power to immediately play. Also, they're 1 off of Harsh Rule now. So maybe they're 4-color Armory. They could also be 4-color Revenge. Okay, so we get punished for playing smart. Oh well, that's the way it goes, I suppose. We could have played 1 out, but then, you know, it might just have died. Could just go ahead and Dark Return, even though they're silenced. I'm also going to hold on to this in case we draw another Ascendant. We'll just end the turn here. Alright, they are Revenge. I will not be blocking in case they have a torch. Now that we know their Revenge, and they're still not hitting a 5th drop, we are going to Dark Return our Steward of the Past and play it out. And hope it lives. Alright, rise to the challenge. Could be anything at this point, including a Piercing Grief with Destiny. No blocks. Just in case they did draw a Sigil to go ahead and finish one of these off with a torch. They didn't, but let's attack. And I'm going to go ahead and play the Vara's favor here. I don't see us having much opportunity to get more value out of it. And thinning our deck out marginally could have some value in the future. I would like to stop drawing a bunch of power now and start drawing some threats. Quarry may help them find another quarry or a power. And there is a power. So we could get Harsh Ruled now. Go ahead and do damage while we're able. And there it is. They have a handful of cards. We've probably lost this game. It's probably just gone on too long. Plus the 2 Vara's Choice really just ripped us to shreds with these Mystic Ascendants. There is Mokto. I'm going to play one of these out and pass. Hopefully they don't have a quick removal spell. We'll take the 5. We can flash this in, then on our turn bring something back with Ayan. Another Mokto. Well, that's unfortunate. Now we can't attack with Ayan. The other thing is still relevant, though. So if they have a torch, we're dead. Because we don't have removal. I mean, I could just attack in to gain 3 life, but that seems bad also. Let's do the ability. We'll go ahead and get a Mystic Ascendant since they're already silenced. And then pass. Sadly, this is cost 5, so Banish can't really deal with it. Kind of expecting to die here, in all honesty. Torch. Harsh Rule. Okay, Harsh Rule is not immediate death, but, you know, kind of death by 1,000 cuts. Sure, a Blistering Wasp. I'll take it. And we still have enough to cast Banish, so we're going to hold on to the Time Sigil. Stone Powder Alchemist, sure. Got another Stone Powder Alchemist? No? Okay, then. Well, we are in quite the predicament, yes. Let's go ahead and attack for 3. Hold this back to block. We've also got this, if need be. Well, they're going to block themselves, okay? Fair enough. They are at decently low life as well. Luckily, we have this out, so this doesn't go back into their deck, and, you know, we're dead. Good game. Yeah, just let you kill me. We cannot keep a single power, as much as I would love to. That seems a bit better. Having quite suboptimal draws this session for whatever reason. Not really getting a good mix of stuff as it goes. Of course, I could just be making mistakes and not realizing it because I feel not too good as well. English not too good as well. Also, too. Aggro? Are you aggro? You're showing Skycrag. That usually means aggro. 2-drop. 2-drop. There we go. Thought that's what you were up to. It does expose it, but I suppose we'll try to flash in and block with Ayan here, even if it means trading it. Okay, well that's unfortunate. I do believe we have to do this. Please don't have a torch. Yay. No torch makes us a little bit more happy here. Alright, well, we're still 3 power away from dropping our Predatory Carnosaur, but we do have Deathstrike available, so I guess that's something. I'm going to take this. See if they play something else out I'd rather kill. Alright, Caleb's favor, so let's go to 17. No? Okay, we'll kill that then, since it's really the only target. They do have something fast. Rock Slide or Torch, most likely. Backlash. Okay, well that's a little different. So we're in not great shape here. Kind of spinning our wheels. It's been the story of the day so far, at least. Going to 11 for sure. Going to 6. Seems horrible. Don't honestly see how we get out of this. If they're playing Soulfire Drake, they're probably also playing Obliterate, and they only need 2 more damage. Because I kind of have to Carnosaur this thing, and then we don't have a blocker. Yeah, I don't really see us. I can't speak today for whatever reason. My vocal cords and things just won't cooperate, but I think you get the gist. We're going to die right here, right now. Yep, come on. Play your quick spell. Rock Slide, yeah, that'll do it. Good game. Well, if anything can be said about today, it's that we have done an excellent job of going down in rank. Another really awkward hand. If this was 1 time and 2 shadow, it would be great, but it's not. We're still going to risk it, though. I don't think it's worth throwing back. If we draw 1 more shadow, then we're in decent shape with 2 Ayans to play. Dark Return is a shadow card, but not a shadow power. Maybe I should have been a bit more specific. Alright, up against... This may be the same person. I really didn't pay attention to their name before. Revenge, at any rate. Well, that's a shadow. Kind of a roundabout way of getting it, but it does the job. Hopefully they're as slow, if this is the same person. Even if it's not, hopefully they're as slow about assembling stuff as whoever we played last time was. Which will allow us to generate some advantage with Ayans here. Well, they're not having any trouble hitting their power drops this time, that's for certain. Sure. Go ahead and play out Ayan. We need the life gain. We will also go for a third time, just to make sure we have the correct factions for Carnosaur. Yep, just trade back and forth life gain for life gain here. Seems a bit miserable. Mokto is a big problem. Still, we don't really have anything to do but to play out our second Ayan and pass. Or not pass, but, you know, come to our turn. We could suicide in, lose one of these, dark return it as a 4/4. Think that's less good, though. Let's play out our Waystone Infuser. Probably just going to get harsh ruled here, but what we really need is a Deathstrike, which is not on top of our deck, as you can see here. So they're not going to harsh rule us, as they're not going to have enough power to do that. Slay here. Okay. Think they messed up on their attack there? I've done that myself. So I certainly feel sympathy for them, and yet I'm very glad that they did it. Or not, maybe not. Because if they attacked, I could have swung in with my Ayans. Either way. Let's go ahead and dark return our Infuser. And play it out. And can't play it since we've already played a power. One thing about Waystone Infuser too is it lets you know when you have absolutely nothing coming. Alright, well, I'm up to losing the game, apparently, because you've got a Mokto that I can't get through. Alright, your go. Just sitting here and staring at each other, apparently. Yeah, we'll block. Okay. Draw a couple cards there, then. We couldn't have killed it in response, as Devour does that as a cost. Alright, Stone Powder Alchemist. Yep, you got it. We have nothing to dark return. We could kill one of these. That seems not very good, to be honest. Well, let's play off the top. And there's still another one coming. Let's take a shadow. Maybe we'll get the one that's on top. And we did. Awesome. And yet, there's still another one. Okay. I smell a harsh rule. Or just a second Mokto, apparently. Alrighty then. Yup. This just does not seem to be our day, at least with this deck. I hope this doesn't give you a negative impression of the deck. It's actually pretty good. I've been having fairly good luck with it. Haven't really played many revenge decks, though, so maybe this is just a really bad matchup. No blocks. No blocks. And next turn they can kill us. We can't really do anything about it. We don't have any way to remove these. In hand, at least. We may just have to suicide in to gain some life this next turn. Just to give us a decent chance of surviving. Well, that helps. That helps a bit, anyway. We don't have anything to bring back with Ayan. Yeah, let's attack. Maybe you ought to have Deathstruck this ahead of time. Maybe that was more correct. Kind of okay with it eating one of these, though. We can dark return it as a 4/4. I mean, we could just use the other Ayan to bring it back, but that would silence it and everything. Just block with everything? Okay, just there and block there. So yeah, we'll banish one of these so this Ayan lives. And fight. Okay. So Dark Return here. We still have enough to cast this if need be. In turn. What did you draw with Echo? Find the way? I think that's generally all these decks run that has Echo all on its own. They also run that creature that gives the top creature or the unit of their deck Echo. This was probably Find the Way. Let's Deathstrike one of these. Yeah, probably should have just killed that before I attacked last turn. Hindsight and all. Oh no! Okay, yeah, it was Find the Way that got Echo, but this is the guy that gives the top unit of their deck Echo. Alrighty then. We finally have a target for Annihilate. So let's do that. And let's attack. Whittle their life down from the 30s. And we'll end the turn. Still holding on to this in case we draw an Ascendant. Probably just going to deploy both of these at the end of their turn and then start gaining a massive amount of life. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe they just don't swing with this now. They know we have this. They played the Find the Ways. Yeah, no blocks. Dark Return on the Pathfinder. Yep. Figured so. Yep, play it out. It's a 4/4 now. Still don't have any other creatures here. Let's deploy just that one, actually. Keep this in reserve. I do suspect that a harsh roll is coming at some point. Sandstorm Titan is really good. Let's see if they're willing to trade. We'll also attack with this. Alrighty. And then we'll play out our Sandstorm Titan and pass. There's the harsh rule. Yeah, they were holding that whole time. Peekaboo. No kill spell? That's good. Suspect they don't have a creature in hand or they would have played it out. Ability? Let's get the biggest. And attack. Okay, I'm glad it's according to plan. I still don't expect to win this. Just the way the game's shook out. I mean, all that does at this point is make this not gain life. Which is honestly not horrible. Banish? Sure. So they have nothing in hand, so we are just going to play both these out. We don't really have any other option. Was that Find the Way or is that a unit? Yeah, a unit that got Echo off of the Elysian Pathfinder, whose name I can never remember for whatever reason. So we could silence one of these and bounce it. I think what's better, though, is to kill it. And then we can attack with this. And they are gaining a ton of life. Okay, end turn. Going to take 2 minimum. Slay. Alrighty. Really don't want to Vara's Choice that. I would rather use this on a Mokto. Yeah, can't really afford to sit back and wait, even though this is doing a net of 1 damage a turn. It's at least doing something. Banish. Even though it's going to come back. Got a feeling to win these games, we need a Steward of the Past that's able to stay in play. Another thing with Echo? Yeah. That's right, they had Echo, so when they go back, they get Echo again. Great! Probably should have Vara's choiced it. We are dead. I feel like I may have just really misplayed that game, so either way, our opponent deserves this win. Hello, Mokto. Hello, all of you things that are killing me. Did I get to say that? There we go. Just let them have their fun. I like your style, friend. They just drew like a million cards there, because every time something destinies, it replaces itself with another card draw. Alright, well that's it for this session. I feel thoroughly beaten down. Again, please don't let this color your perception of this deck. It's actually pretty good. As you saw, it's decent versus aggro. It's also decent versus the mid-rangey decks. Maybe not so much versus those Revenge, though I may have just really misplayed that last game. I'm not sure. I'm not feeling too well today, as I've mentioned more than once already, so sorry if I kind of beat that horse until it was more than dead. Anyway, here is the list again, and you will find a link in the description to Buckwheat's original list on Eternal Warcry, as well as a text version that you can just import into your client. And I've thought of this several times after the fact of recording, just in case I say that and you don't know what I'm talking about. When you go into cards here, you can say import deck, and then after you copy it with Control-C or, you know, right-click copy or whatever, just hit clipboard and it will import your text list into the client and just have it there for you. Even the cards you don't own, it will list as not owning and you can craft them or whatever. Just thought it was probably worth mentioning that, and I'm sorry if I've said things like that in the past and you didn't really understand what I was talking about, but that is how you do it. Anyway, enough rambling. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments and by leaving a like below, and of course subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.